Hello everybody. If you've got a Toyota or a Suzuki Samurai rear axle shaft that you're trying to disassemble to put new bearings on, this retainer ring has to come off. This C-clip has to come off first. Don't forget that part. And then, so this has to come off. I have made a special tool. I had a Suzuki Samurai rear axle tube laying around that was bent, unusable from an old wreck that I did. Cut it off at this level here. I'm not sure what measurement it is, but if you're interested, I can give you that measurement. And then welded this plate on. If you are working with Suzuki Samurai, you would not have to weld the plate on. You would just utilize these 4 holes, but I don't deal with Suzuki rear axles anymore. It's all Suzuki, or it's all Toyota rear shaft. It just slides over the top, bolts here, all 4 corners, and then drops this down into the press. Actually, I'll push it up into the press and turn it and push down through here, and it pulls out through. Works really nice. I'll show you how that works here in a second. It doesn't have to be super tight. Okay, so I've got the axle attached to the housing press. My hanger will come up through here, just like this. Give it a turn. Line it up with your press dowel. This is obviously just to make up the space. Get this down. Once you make good contact with it, actually you want it a little bit in the center. That's all right. And you can just catch it as it presses this out the bottom. You can see down here. Gets to a point where you can literally just do it by hand, and then there you go. And then your cup is still in here. Bring this up. Your retainer cup, bearing, everything else is in here, and then you just press the bearing out of the cup. So this is super easy to make. Again, it's just a old axle tube off of a Suzuki Samurai, which will actually work for my Toyota axles with this plate that I had to make and weld. I just had the pattern, drilled the 4 holes. If you were just working on Suzuki Samurai, you wouldn't even need the plate. You would just use these tabs right here with these holes bolted up. Now, I would assume that if they were smart enough, and I wasn't, you could literally just mark this so you could have both Suzuki and Toyota axles to press out. So this is just a regular piece of angle iron. It's pretty large. I don't know much about what the size was, but anyway, kind of gives you an idea. I'm sure that they would sell just a regular tube steel, rectangular piece of steel like this somewhere, but I just made this out of some scrap that I had laying around. So other than that, works pretty nicely. So if you got a Suzuki or a Toyota axle tube that's bent, don't throw it in the trash. Make yourself a axle puller.